Good evening, everybody. It's Daryl with Miss Annie's, Miss Annie's Home and Kitchen. And it's me by myself, no Miss Annie. But that's okay. I'll spend a few minutes with you. Hi, Alice. How you doing? It's just Daryl by himself. Hope everybody's doing well. If you can just give them that thumbs up, appreciate you letting everybody know. Owen, how are you? I brought my glasses in case I can't read what's being said. Hi, Misty, how are you? Leanne, it's good to have you this evening. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Barbara. Michelle, how are you? Hope everybody's doing well this evening. I've been here for close to 4 hours, doing some work, just cleaning and getting it ready for the next step. I don't think the drywall guys are done, but they were here all day today, and it really looks good, what they've done. And I'll show that to you. Coeur d'Alene. Wow, up in the panhandle of Idaho. I've never been up there. I understand that that's just some really beautiful country. Hello. Hi, Jeannie from York, Alabama. Hi, Nancy. So, Anniston, right up the road. Hi, Paula. So let me turn this around and I'll just show you some good quality work, actually. I'm sure they're going to come back and do, I've seen some spots that need to be sanded, but when you're good at mudding, you're good at mudding. And these guys seem to be really, really good. I just see just a couple of spots as I've swept and vacuumed and all that. Anyway, I'm very, very pleased with the quality of work. You can see the other room and the work there, up there. I think they worked everywhere today. They did, when I first got here, they were in this room working, and then I went to Lowe's to get a couple of things, and I'll show you one of them here in a minute, which made my job a lot easier. And honestly, I'm not done with that job, but that's okay. I wanted to get on live before it got dark. And anyway, they've done some really good work. So, let me go in here. New York. Hi, Cindy from New York. Oh, yes. So Barbara's telling Tracy that she lived in northern Idaho, and that is really pretty country. Unfortunately, I've never been there, been to Washington and Oregon and all that, but golly, you can just see very, very little sanding that needs to be done. It's just, I am so impressed with the finished, and I'm sure they're not finished. Maybe one more day and they'll be completed with the, there's a lot of mud that had to come into this room. So, thank you, Debbie from Indiana. House is looking beautiful. We're excited. I think the next step is going to be the molding around everywhere. And then the painters will come in, and then they'll come in and take care of these floors and make these floors just beautiful. Now, you guys remember Dan from the video the other day where he got the cabinets? We donated the cabinets. Well, he told us that he had gone to a house in Wilsonville, and it was going to be torn down or burned, one of the two. And he was able to get a lot of wood, a lot of flooring. So he said, hey, you can have as much as you want. So we're going to go over to Dan's house. I don't know if we'll go over tomorrow or the next day, but we're going to redo this whole hall with some new wood before they get in here and actually start sanding. Anticipate it looking so much better than what it currently looks. Oh, the beauty of a bathtub, right? So this room also looks just beautiful. We are grateful for the talent of these drywallers. I don't know if you can see that right there. I mean, that's like a big situation here, and it's barely anything. So I'm sure that they'll come back through. Well, let me show you what I got at Lowe's. I got this probably 2 weeks ago, a big DeWalt, I think it's a 9 horsepower. That puppy was so much bigger and stronger than the one that I had. I had a little 6 horsepower that could hardly do anything, you know. So this one's a workhorse. Got that at Lowe's, and I thought if I'm going to be pulling that around, and what I've been doing is vacuuming around and underneath the baseboards, trying to pull out as much rock and dirt and dust as I possibly can. I thought, you know what? Just doesn't sound fun to be on my knees doing that. So look at my other toy that I got from Lowe's. It's a seat on rollers, and I can just pull that right behind me and remain seated, and it be very comfortable. So that's what I've been doing for about 2 hours, actually. Oh, and I'm still not quite done. You really have to take your time and make sure you get all the rock. I've gotten into some big crevices that I had to get the broom and dustpan to get all the rock that I was able to pull out. So, and I'm really excited about the sanding of these floors. I think once that's done, the cleanliness will be just absolutely amazing. The molding is going to be sealing all those baseboards and up top, but then when they sand it, I'm looking forward to that. I hope everybody's doing well. We had a wonderful day yesterday, just taking it easy. I had a good nap. Hi, Diane. How are you? Hope you're having a good evening. Shelly, I hope you're all right. Love the stool. Me too. It's been wonderful. Just rolling right around and it not killing my knees. When I first came in, the drywallers were here still working, and I thought, you know, it just doesn't sound fun to be on my knees all night tonight. What can I do? So I got my truck and went to Lowe's, and I found this, and I thought, perfect. That's going to be wonderful. Thank you so much, Judy. And you know what? I'm going to have to put on my glasses. I apologize. But when I'm by myself, the phone's a little closer. And that way, oh my gosh, there's everybody. How you doing? Now I can see you. I know, Tracy, golly. I was so upset that Clemson lost. Oh my gosh. Yes, definitely, Peggy. It's going to save these old tired knees of mine. I've worn these knees out by playing basketball for 40 years, and now getting down on them just doesn't, it's not fun. So anyway, where is Miss Annie? That's a good question. I meant to tell you that when I first started. Miss Annie is actually at home. Shannon came in from Virginia with 2 of her children, and Ashley's over there with her two, and they're just having a good evening together, the grandkids and mom and her girls. So that's where Miss Annie's at. She's enjoying the family. So she said, Daryl, just go on and go do some work. Nah, I'm kidding. She didn't say that. I just decided to do that. So yeah, the University of Tennessee is moving on, and they play Florida State. We play Friday. I don't know what time, but that'll be our first game is UT. So looking forward to that. No, Betsy, I've been told that before. I've been told I should go into sports and be on the sports radio and do some broadcasting in sports. But I haven't done that. I'm in IT, and I work with computers and fun stuff like that. So, yes, Sandra, the floors, it's going to make such a huge difference. I'm so excited about that. And you're right, it won't be much longer. Yeah, that's it. Be able to sit back in a nice, comfortable chair and enjoy a game on the TV. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that. You have two of those stools, Joyce. Good. I can see why. Now that I've gotten this one, I'm like, man, this thing is awesome. It is going to go out into my workshop when my workshop's done. So it'll have a home out there for me. So I'm excited about that. Newfoundland, Canada. Wow, TG. It's good to have you on. Paul, yeah, he got in early this morning, about 8:30. I've texted with him a couple of times, and I've actually called and talked to him about something small going on here, and he was exhausted. You know, he has a refrigeration company where he goes into restaurants and takes care of coolers and freezers and AC and all that stuff. And he just, when he got into town, there were a lot of fires that he had to put out. So he didn't make it by today, but a couple of his guys did, which was good. Mary, which team am I for? I'm for Florida State University. I grew up in the Panhandle of Florida and have been a Seminole fan since, actually I was a Seminole fan before Bobby got there. That dates me. Bobby was there 75, 74, something like that. And they weren't any good then. Bobby turned them around, but yeah. That's not too sure, Deborah, what you're referring to, but that's all right. There seems to be a lot of UT fans on here. If there's any Florida State fans, say go Noles. Gotta help us out here. Should be a really good game. I think Tennessee is ranked number 1. Kentucky is ranked number 2, or vice versa. I'm not too sure which way it goes. So one of the two. They're both really, really good. And I think we are about number 8, 7 or 8. So hello, Jemison. Hi, Joanne. Childress, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Just south of us. Gosh, there's another Vols fan. Holy cow, you guys are everywhere. Hi, Tammy, Kentucky and Florida State. I've seen some roll tides, and I understand that. You know, we're in Alabama, and that's the going language here in Alabama. So there's a goal, Knowles. Hey, Debbie, thank you. Thank you, Nancy. It will be, and we are really excited about the end project, or the end product, maybe. This project has been, honestly, it's been a little bit more than what we thought it would be. We came in and we saw some walls that needed to be moved and some things that needed to be done, and And, well, we've done it. So now we get to see the beautiful part here of painting and doing the floor, which we're really excited about. So, hello, Prattville, Alabama, just south of us. Gladys, it's good to have you here. Yeah, I am too. I'm glad Annie's at home and enjoying the kids and enjoying her girls. So that's Annie is such a good grandmother. She loves her grandchildren so very much. And I'm glad she's spending time with them. So, hi, Jeannie? You're in Omaha? Wow, cool. So you're Tennessee, my Nebraska ones didn't. Yep. So you're in Omaha. That's cool. That's neat to be there every year and to be able to go out to the College World Series. How neat would that be? We have a great stadium here that the SEC comes and plays every year their tournament. And it's a great tournament. Good turnout from all over the SEC world. So, is there any other color did you decide on the floor? You know, I think it's going to be more of a natural color, but that's a Miss Annie question, and I believe she's gone with more of a natural color, which should pop. It should be really, really pretty. What happened to the kitchen? Connie, we donated the cabinets to some friends of ours. They are involved with Cornerstone Christian Church, probably about 5-10 miles from here. And they're building a home ec building. And in that home ec building, they needed some kitchen cabinets. So we went ahead and we donated those to them. And through Cottage Supply, Annie has been able to, in fact, I think she sat down with them today and talked about the final product. And I think we're moving ahead with Cottage, and they're going to make them and get them here. And it'll probably be last of July, 1st of August before they're here. So we're going to go, once we close, there's the word, on our house in Calera, we're going to live upstairs, which is from the 25th of this month through probably mid-July, maybe even beginning of August. We're not too sure when things will be done. We're just going to make sure that we're out of the way and we're upstairs, living up there. So, hi, Ozark Living and Cooking from Missouri. It's good to have you on board. Now, remodeling upstairs, we're not going to really do any remodeling up there. A little bit. We're going to, I'll probably build some bunk beds or just regular beds in that one bedroom. We are going to put some new carpet in there. Going to do some painting. And we're going to change out the lights. The lights were pretty, but unfortunately not bright enough. We couldn't, you can't turn them on. You could hardly see anything. So we're going to change those out, maybe a ceiling fan, some way to help the air move around up there. So that's our goals, or that's our desires. Should be a really easy things that we want to do up there for right now. Maybe next year we'll do something new. Yes, Ozark, we're glad you're here watching and part of it. So, hi from Minnesota. My sister lived in the St. Paul, Minneapolis area for a little while. She's a Southern girl, and she couldn't wait to get back to the South. So her husband took her to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and that's where they currently live. And she's like, get me to the South again, please. But he was born and raised in the Pittsburgh area, so I think they're there to stay. So he is a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, which, you know, I think is a good thing. I've been a Steelers fan for many, many, many years. Starkville, Mississippi. Hey, Cecilia. It's good to have you on board. Yes, she is, Sharon. She's very talented, and I can't wait to see what she does with this house and just how just what she thinks and what she does has always been very beautiful. Our whole married life, I've never, I'm not one to step in and say, why don't we change this color in this room? It's just, I trust her and everything has been beautiful. So I've always loved it. Well, hey, Vicky, you're a Steelers fan. Cool. Always and forever. So that's nice. Hi, Kathy from South Carolina. Hello, Arlene from North Carolina. Janine? I'm sorry. Vicksburg, Mississippi. I know I didn't pronounce your name correctly. I apologize. Candace, it's good to have you from Florida. Both Annie and I have Florida roots. So Annie was actually born and raised in the Orlando area, and I grew up in the Panhandle. So we are stuck with that Florida thing. So, hi, Nancy from Texas. I actually have a lot of family in Texas. My dad, though he was born and raised in Fort Smith, Arkansas, my dad's dad was born and raised in Graham, Texas, which is outside of Fort Worth. And my dad was the oldest, and my dad's middle brother passed away, and then my dad passed away. His youngest brother is still in the Fort Worth area, I have a bunch of cousins in the whole Metroplex throughout Dallas and Fort Worth. So, got some ties to Texas, been to Texas, and holy cow, can it get hot in Texas. Man. If you only had 36 hours to spend in Alabama, what would you see? Well, Birmingham, it has a lot of civil rights roots. They have a wonderful civil rights museum. They have the second largest completely metal statue below the Statue of Liberty. The second largest is right here in Birmingham. And then if you've never been to the coast, one of the most beautiful coasts you'll see in the world is the Alabama coast and the Panhandle of Florida coast. They're absolutely gorgeous. So, no, Brandy, I sure don't have any updates with that. So, well, thank you, Rebecca. I appreciate that. Very wonderful. That's very wonderful. Another show me state, Missouri. This is a funny story, and I apologize. You're like, holy cow, Daryl. Shh. So when I was probably 4, maybe 5 years old, so my mom and dad met and married in Los Angeles, California, and they wanted to take a vacation. So they drove. My mom was from Maine, so they drove all the way across the country to Maine. But they stopped in Missouri, and Dad went to a real estate company and he bought 225 acres in South Missouri. So we had that for many, many years, and when he needed funds, he would sell off a few acres here and there, and he finally had sold it all off. So Barbara, Maine is beautiful. It really is. I've been there 2 or 3 times. I took my girls up there when they were younger. It's just gorgeous up there. August, I think it was August, late July, can't remember which, went to church. They don't have air conditioning up there. They don't need it. All the windows were open and the ceiling fans were going, and it was just extremely comfortable. We were very surprised, being from the South, how they were able to function without AC. Adele, yes, the Oregon coast is beautiful. I don't know that I've been to the Oregon coast. I've been to the Northern California coast, which I would assume it's pretty close to that. So, pretty country. Well, you know, guys, it's just me by myself. If there's any other questions, I'd be more than happy to answer. But if not, it's been so good visiting with you tonight and showing you the progress of this old house. Can't wait till I get my workshop and I can build some things and show you that. New Brunswick, Canada. Hi, Sherry. So thanks again for being here. I'm glad you were able to spend some time with me tonight. I hope you're okay with that. Know that Annie's having a good time with her daughters and her grandchildren. And as we always say, be stronger every day and know that you can do hard things. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye.